Hey everyone, this is Light and welcome to another tier list update. In this video, I'm going to cover the newly released ML Sena and the most recent balance patch featuring ML Haste, Seline, and Ravi. I'll also be changing a few other placements as the game is very different compared to a month ago with the introduction of ban protection. For anyone who hasn't watched any of my tier list videos already, I'll quickly explain the tiers. S plus tier means that they are the strongest units in the game and are first pick material with very little weakness. S tier means they are strong neutral picks that you pick along the S plus tier, but they have lower priority. A tier are units that perform very well and consistently in their role, but you never want to pick them unless you're prompted to. B tier is basically units that are inconsistent and they have a decent chance of not performing well even if you pick them in their niche. For example, Landy is here because if you miss your guiding light, you automatically lose, and that's a 30% chance, which is pretty big. So yeah, let's get into it. Starting off, let's rank the most recent unit, ML Sena. And she is quite controversial to say the least. I'm gonna slap her in S plus tier right now, and this might seem a little crazy. It's only been the third day of her release, but since then I have played probably 20 over 20 hours of RTA since then, and she is in every single game. She's first picked basically every single game. She gets pre-banned a lot. Keep in mind that I'm like rank 2 right now, and like the players aren't that bad. They're like the regular season players, but yeah, she is really strong. Her build diversity is really big. She could be Aureus, she could be 3F. Her utility is really good. Like the cleanse is huge. Her damage is huge. Her utility is crazy. Like the S3 does like it chunks for 10k and it boosts your backline. She's defensive and aggressive at the same time. There's a lot of things good with her. My favorite combo is probably like Senya plus Janil or Gala. 'Cause like they usually go first, and Senya will finish off whoever they don't kill, and then she CR boosts them. 'Cause like it's crazy. She if you S you can S3 and then S3 again because her S2 resets her cooldown, so her damage potential is really high. She protects you, she cleanses, she CR boosts, she does a lot, and her cycling is crazy with the speed buff on S1. And she really doesn't have many weaknesses at all. And because of her S2, she's really strong against cleave and aggro, and that kind of unit is very, very valuable as like as like a first pick unit. And she's honestly pretty good in slow play too. So yeah, she's really good for aggressive players. She's a cleave anchor. She's like a yeah, she's pretty decent in all styles. I think she's really, really good and underrated right now. I think people won't really understand how good she is unless they actually play RTA. But why would you want to play RTA in preseason? But like yeah, she is very good. Easy, easy S plus tier. I was unsure about her the first few hours, but the more I played, I realized she's really, really good. My favorite build for her right now, I've tried Protection Aureus. I didn't like it too much because the shield kind of trolls your passive. I'm currently 250 speed, 30k HP with 3F, and it is pretty crazy. Like, it just feels so good. I'd rather first pick her over Laya. So yeah, easy S plus. And next unit, let's talk about ML Haste. Holy moly, what a glow up. ML Haste, instant S plus tier. This unit, um, in the past, I've always believed that his niche is no longer good and he needs a complete rework. and he pretty much got a complete rework. He is absolutely insane. He's mega tanky, and his impact is really big. For like, you can't when you fight ML Haste, he punishes you for killing his team, so you have to kill him first. But then he's on counter set in Celestine, so if you hit him, he's gonna hit you back and then heal his whole team and do a lot of damage to you. Like, his presence is a little ridiculous. He's really good as a cleave anchor because of his revive, his damage, and everything. He's really good in aggro. He's okay in standard. He really only falls short in standard because if you're really tanky, you can kind of deal with him. You can kind of debuff him to death, but he is very strong. Extremely strong. Very oppressive. So yeah, he's a soul weaver. He does tons of damage. He does tons of healing. He revives. Like, I say this ML Haste is like a Ravi 3.0. Like, we skipped a whole a Ravi buff. We went straight to a Ravi 3.0. He is very good. If you have him, congratulations. This unit is probably like the free Emperor slash Legend unit. I've been robbed so many times by him already, because counter into strip into heal 10,000 HP is really not fun to deal with while killing you. So yeah, easy S plus tier. Good in all playstyles, most notably cleave and aggro. Very broken unit. And next we have Seline from the balance patch, the green one. I don't wait, where is she? Sorry, where did I put Seline? Did I even forget to put her on the list? Wait, surely she's B tier. Huh, that's so weird, I can't find her. Oh wait, she's right here. Okay, Seline, right now she's in inconsistent units because of course she has a lot of counterplay, but her buffs, easy A tier. So Celine's weakness before was that you can just not press your buttons and then just kill her. But with her 2-turn stealth, all of her counterplay is gone. And okay, well, like half of it is gone. But the issue is a lot of the times, even if they have Seline, you can still slam your buttons and not die. But now she does infinite damage because she gets a free soul burn. So now, if you press your buttons against Seline, it is very detrimental. So they basically removed all of her weaknesses, and she is probably one of the best counters to non-attack skills now. Very strong. However, I cannot place her higher than A tier because there is no reason to pick Seline unless they have a non-attack skill on their team. So because of that, she cannot be higher than A. She's extremely strong though. She's really good at her niche. Her damage is absurd. The stun EE is really strong. It's unpredictable. It's, like if you stun Janua, it's just game over. Stun Gala, game over. And her Soulburn S3 can one-shot so many things. It's a little ridiculous. So yeah, easy A tier, huge glow up, but they're definitely not first pick worthy, not even neutral pick worthy, because you know she has to be activated for value. But yes, and the increased damage, like everything just they just covered all of her weaknesses. But she does have counterplay. She absolutely does have counterplay. So yeah, Really good change. Let's see. Next unit, Fire Ravi. This unit is a cult favorite. To be honest, she wasn't even in the list before. I'm gonna put her also easy A tier. I think she definitely has a spot in the meta now. Um, I'll say I'll say she's the best fire bruiser. Parentheses, she's the only fire bruiser besides Ed. But I feel like you don't pick Ed into green units. You pick Ed into debuffs. I think she's the only anti-grass bruiser, which is really nice. The injury on her S3 is nice. However, she's not crazy or anything. She's definitely not crazy or anything. I have seen Fire Ravi lose quite a bit to Laya and Candy, but usually she has the advantage. Um, yeah, I think she's a really strong fire bruiser. She can't really die to Laya unless like your whole team got outdrafted and Fire Ravi can't really carry you. But she's not like a super unit or anything. I think the most cope thing I've seen is people try to pick Fire Ravi into Landy just because she has guaranteed crit, and let me tell you, that doesn't really work. She has guaranteed crit so that she can build other stats and be like a stat monster. She doesn't have guaranteed crit so she can kill Candy. For example, let's say you S1 ML Landy, you do 7,000 damage to ML Landy, and then she returns with a counter salvo. Who won the exchange? It is definitely not Fire Ravi. But yeah, as a fire bruiser though, she is really strong. If you pick this into someone who picked too many green units, they're probably gonna lose. Like a lot of people will pick like Seline and Laya together, and Fire Ravi can't really lose that. So she's got that going for her. Yeah, definitely a decent unit. They covered. I wouldn't say they changed anything massive about her. I think they just gave her huge stat boosts that really help her. And the injury, of course, is nice on top. So yeah, decent unit, decent unit. Definitely big glow up, but not as big as Seline. And yeah, that pretty much covers the balance patch. Now we're gonna make a lot of changes, and these changes are based on band protection. So I have Cleave in a whole nother tier because I feel like Cleave units are as good as Cleave is. So like they belong in a different tier, and I think Cleave is really broken with band protection. The thing about band protection is that it lets you get the Exodia draft. So let's say, for example, you pre-ban Zeo, and you pre-ban Ran, which is something I do, and then you pick Peyra. You pre-ban Zeo, you pre-ban Ran, you pick Peyra, your Peyra is now Zeo, but with more utility, because she's the fastest unit in the game and no one else can contest her base speed. You pre-ban those units, you basically have a way better Zeo. And then you, because of ban protection, you only have to pick one opener. Because of ban protection, you get the Exodia Cleave draft of one anchor, one opener, and 3 DPS. That is the ideal Cleave draft. A huge weakness of Cleave is having to pick two openers, but that's no longer an issue. So this ban protection overall is a huge buff to Cleave. So with that said, I feel like with this ban protection, I think it's way easier for aggro and standard players to flex into Cleave. So I don't think it's fair for Cleave to be stuck down here necessarily. So I'm gonna move the core units up. I'm gonna move Ran to S tier. because he is extremely strong in the band protection slot. And I'm also going to move Payra into S tier because she's the same thing. She's extremely strong in the band protection slot. Granted, Zio is pre-banned. Zio is up here because Zio prevents these two from being abused. But if a cleaver pre-bans Zio, there is nothing stopping these two besides outgearing them with speed. They are insanely strong. For example, you could go like ML Haste, you could go Genua, and then in your band protection slot you go Ren or Payra, and then you end your draft with like any of these two cleave units, and then boom, you got a cleave. You got ML Haste, Genua, a broken opener, and boom, two cleave bridges. I played this cleave for about a week straight, 65% win rate. It's insane. Granted, it is preseason, but I'm beating up a lot of people I see in the regular season too. And I think it's not fair for TML to be down here. I think TML is actually really strong. I'm gonna put her in A tier because TML with her Soulburn on S3, she can hold book and basically one tap any like mid HP unit. Like she can one tap basically any Soul Weaver with Soulburn, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm gonna put her easy A tier, and also we're gonna put Blitica in A tier. This might be a little strange, but Blitica is actually very strong. She has potential to one tap Landy and Karina. Although she is very gear intensive, but like I'm gonna put Blitica here because she's a very good companion for Ren and Payra. And also we're gonna move out Fire Politis. I think this was long overdue, but Fire Politis is very strong into things like ML Politis and Genua. Very important for the meta. She's really good on tons of different builds. She can be high ER, high effectiveness with a crown, or she can be very big damage and used in cleave. Anything else? Oh yeah, ML Rowana. Okay, ML Rowana. Yeah, ML Rowana. Yeah, she's already here. So yeah, that's it for the cleave units. Now we need to change up the S plus tier a little bit. So with a band protection, I think C Lilius. Let's go in order. So with the meta with band protection, okay, let's go in order. We're gonna move Euphine down. The Euphine, I know Euphine has been terrifying for like a while. But let's be honest, she has so many counters right now. She gets beaten up by everything. Like Haste, Senya, Genua. Like all these aggro units honestly just beat her up. And yeah, I really don't think you can ever first pick this unit ever again unless you're cleaving. She has so many weaknesses. She gets beaten up by all the new aggro units. Haste, Senya, ML Poly, like Knockwall, DDR, Laya. She gets beaten up by she kind of gets beaten up by everything right now. But she's still really strong. DDR, this is a little strange. This might be a little strange to some people, but DDR, we're moving him down because DDR lost a lot of power because you can't really slam him without getting punished anymore. He's really weak to green Seline, and he's really weak to band protection because someone can just slam Bunny or ML Sharon in band protection, and DDR is a lot less effective. So yeah, he's down. Laya is still broken. Laya is still mega broken. She can stay there. We're gonna move Lua down. Cause I honestly, Lua, her time kind of ended. Her time kind of ended when Laya came out, but now with band protection and green Celine, she's definitely moving down a slot. Emma Landy, we're moving her down a slot too. She has way too many counter picks. She dies to Senya, she dies to Haste. She gets beaten up by a lot of things. It's kind of like the Euphine situation. She's strong, but definitely not S plus tier, not first pick priority. She's strong, but not that strong anymore. Next, we're moving Knockwall down. Knockwall is the same story as DDR. You cannot early pick Knockwall anymore because you're gonna get punished by ban protection. So the issue, the what made Knockwall really strong was Laya, and the fact that you're forced to pick two Knockwall counters, and then it's not going to be a very good draft for you. But now you have the other person has to save their Knockwall for later on, or else their Knockwall is going to get screwed over by ban protection. And AOL, honestly, AOL, yeah, it's been due. She was definitely not really S plus tier for a while. AOL is AOL, but there are a lot of decent cleansers in this game. There's no way you're first picking AOL when there's like all these other units you could first pick. So yeah, AOL down. She's still really good, but I would not prioritize first picking her or anything. Zio can stay here because he is the only unit that stops people from cleaving, to be honest. And I think that has a lot of value. Like, because of this unit, people can't slam random player every game. They have to pick Zio first or pre-ban him. I think that presence is really good. And we're gonna move C. Lilius down. C. Lilius is also a victim of ban protection. If you early pick C. Lilius, you're gonna be met with Moon Bunny or Lulucar on pick 3, and you can't do anything about them. And also, mitigation can also be on 3. Typically, C. Lilius players love to ban either cleanse or mitigation, but now they can't because of ban protection. So yeah, we're gonna move C. Lilius down. Still very strong, but of course, we're not gonna first pick her. So yeah, that is a whole lot of units moved down to S. However, we do have a slight change here. I'm gonna move Janua up. Janua is disgustingly broken. He has so many ways to circumvent. He's the only unit in the game who can just like tear through teams like butter. Like there are things in this game that only Janua can do. Like when Janua's in the game, you know the other person's gonna die. Or they're gonna have, or you know, maybe they get lucky. But Janua is crazy. His counters are really cope. Like yeah, you can just debuff him. You can just kill him with Politis. But then what if the Janua is ER? Like Janua has pretty good build flexibility. He's very aggressive. He can be played in. He's really good in standard. He's really good in cleave. He is insane. I think he doesn't have enough weaknesses at all. I think there are things that only Janua can do. So yeah, we're gonna put him in S plus tier, but very well deserved. He's absolutely broken. And I think ML Haste and Senya really boosted him because these units are insane supports for him. Aside from that, we're gonna move Albedo up. This might be very weird. I know people hate Albedo, but Albedo. Have you ever fight an Aureus Albedo? 20% crit damage reduction on top of Aureus. You cannot you cannot hurt the other person. She is obnoxious. She's C Armin, but with a defense break, so she's slightly more proactive. Very obnoxious unit. I do not enjoy fighting her. Let's see. There's something else. Okay, RB. Funny enough, RV is actually kind of good now because of ML Haste. Like ML Haste encourages people to pick units that kind of die, and full damage RV is pretty funny. Just don't pick him into Bryce area. Anything else? I think that is all the major changes, to be honest. I don't think there is anything else really worth mentioning. Actually, let's move Arya up. I feel like Arya is actually very strong too. Um, her only issue is getting one tapped by Janua, but I think with all with like these broken defensive units like ML Haste and Senya, Arya is much easier to pick. Anything else? Oh yeah, ML Ball also got buffed. ML Ball is much better. Um, so in the past, before ML Ball's buff, he had a 25% chance of landing all his sleeps, but now he has a 50% chance of landing all his sleeps. And you don't need to land all of them to win the game, but like he's like it makes him way more reliable. I think ML Ball is very strong into cleavers and aggro players. And I believe that is all. So yeah, huge changes, huge changes. Ban protection really shook up the meta because it made a lot of good early picks not good anymore because of the guaranteed counter pick that cannot be banned. And I have a video talking about my thoughts on the ban protection, and it's mostly the same. However, I do think ban protection makes cleave broken, like absolutely broken. So yeah, that'll be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.